What up, infidels? Wednesday check-in episode of Dangerous Brown, man. We out here, Austin. I got a desk, bro. I got a desk out here. That's how you know, like I'm here for a year, bro. I got a desk. Sure, my mattress is still on the floor. That's about to change in the next month. You'll see. Your boy is gonna get a bed frame. Ooh, you know what I mean? Your boy out here living. His bed is gonna be off the ground, dude. That's how you know I'm an adult. That's like the line of an adult. If your bed is still on the ground, you still a kid. I know that's funny coming from a guy whose bed's on the ground, but I feel like you have like when you first move to a place, you have like a month or two before your bed's got to be off the ground. You know what I mean? You get some leeway of just like, oh, like I said, I gotta get and build a desk, which I did last night. I gotta get and build a chair, which I did yesterday. Bed frame is the last thing I'm gonna get. I'm thinking about investing in a headboard. You know what I mean? Like a bed frame with a headboard. Like I'm I'm on that level of adult. You know what I mean? I'm the next level adult where I'm thinking, ooh, headboard and like be be even more responsible looking. But I don't know. I don't know yet. I feel like getting a bed frame with a headboard is like more of an investment, right? Like I'm still of the mindset of like I can pack up and leave Austin whenever I need to. But if I get a headboard, that means like, oh, I'm even more committed to staying. You know what I mean? It's like whereas if I just get it raised off the ground, I can get that for like $40, you know? And so it's not that hard for me to just leave it. But if I get a headboard, I'm thinking this is a 3-digit purchase now. You know, I'm looking at a buck 25 and it's like, whoa. Am I setting my roots down like that? Am I confident enough in Austin to get a headboard? That's what I'm sort of in the zone, like trying to figure out right now. Is like is Austin a headboard type place, or is it like, hey, just lift the bed off the ground, seem like an adult, but be prepared to jet at any moment. That's the this is the decision I have to make. It feels like, I will say this, it feels like a headboard type place, but I might not do it regardless. I think I have the perfect amount of space without the headboard. You know? You guys get what I'm saying. You guys get what I'm talking about, right? um, that's where I'm at. Let's see if I have any jokes I want to work out this week. Because you know me, I like to work out jokes here on the pod, and I want to see this. I should have wrote a couple down, but I'll have this. So I have like, I know like I have family going into like college and stuff, and they'll be so excited. You know, they'll be in the group chat of us. They'll be like, oh, I can't wait to go to college, and then I'm gonna get a degree, and I'm gonna go out there, and I'm gonna change the world. And it's like, how do I tell my family, which I love very much, that they don't matter? You know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme of things, like you're not gonna change anything. And how do I tell like my young idealistic cousin that like, nah, you're not gonna change the world. You're just gonna get a degree, not use it like the rest of us, and then slowly get fatter like the rest of us. That's what's gonna happen to you. Like you think like, why do you think you matter? There's been like 3 people who've mattered ever. 3. 3 is like Einstein, Genghis Khan, Reggie Bush. Those are the 3. If you're not one of those 3 people, join the club. You know what I mean? Join the doesn't matter club. It's a good club to be in. It's a good club to be in. You know what I mean? When you truly first realize you don't matter, how much easier life gets. When you're like, oh, dude, nothing matters. Nothing matters. I could just do whatever I want because nothing matters. But yeah, I mean, but that's, I guess, the idealism of college is just to think like, yeah, I can get in there and I'm the future. That's how they sell it to you. That's the I think I've gone on many times on this podcast calling college a scam, but that's what they sell you, right? They sell you that you're the future, you're going to be the ones driving innovation and driving change, and you're going to be the one setting up the future generation to be better than you or whatever. And it's like, bro, that's not going to happen at all. You're going to have fun in college, you're going to party a lot, you're going to study a lot, and then you're going to get out, and then you're just going to be a cog in the machine, dude. That's what I want. I want to major in that. Can I major in being a cog in the machine? I don't want to learn biology. I don't want to learn about the structures of the brain. Just, find out what I'm good at, plug me into the matrix, and I'll just keep going. Just give me enough money to pretend that I'm not a cog in the machine. Give me a living wage so I can, have a family or whatever. Or not even a family, so I can have a dog. And let me major in that. I majored in what? Cognitive neuroscience? Get out of here. That would complete. It was a BS degree in every sense of the word. You feel what I'm saying? It was a bachelor in science, but it was also completely crap. So don't give me that. You know what I mean? Let me major in being a cog in the machine. That's what they should offer that. If I ever become a dean of a college, I'll be like, we're offering a new major, and it's just going to teach you the life skills you need to have in the future, a job at Amazon, enough that gives you benefits and you can just keep chugging along. That's what I want. I want to get a BS in being a cog in the machine. Change the world. People, oh man, so sad. They think they're going to change the world. They think they're going to change the world. And it's like, I remember having that optimism when I was that age, 18, just coming out of high school, just like, oh, the future, I'm going to grab it by the balls and I'm going to tell the world what's up or whatever. And it's like, oh, wow. Nah, the world will find a way to beat that optimism down. They'll show you what's up. College for me was a big, okay, this is all a lie. But I guess, I don't know. The college lie is better than the military lie? You feel what I'm saying? I guess college recruiters and military recruiters are of the same sort of ilk, I guess is the right word. It's like they're both kind of overselling you a situation that's not as good as what they say it is, but it can set you up for the future. They're in the same zone. I guess the military at least pays you. Whereas college is like, they wring you of their money. Wring you. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but maybe I've mentioned it even last week. That's how high I've been getting that I forget. So you might hear the same stuff week to week, but bro, my first year of school, my second quarter, they shut down two of the libraries and then gave the chancellor $4 million to renovate her house. And it's like, what? $4 million of renovations? Hey, just buy a new house for $4 million, dude. What do you have in there that you need to renovate? Just a statue made out of the tears of college kids who figured out this isn't what it is. What do you have in there that needs $4 billion of renovations? Get 2 houses for that much money. And at the time too, it was crazy. She had Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, so it's like, what? You're gonna switch up the floor plan of someone who has Alzheimer's and Parkinson's? So she's gonna have to memorize a whole new house. And then she can't even use muscle memory to get around. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. And the explanation we got was well, the school has a budget and it has to spend its money on its budget. And it's well, then budget money for the libraries. The stuff that the school kids that are funding her house actually use, dude. You're funding this sick old lady's house for no reason. I'm sorry. It sucks that she has Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, but also Don't switch up her house. Don't give her a new floor plan to deal with. Well, I'm gonna have to pay for her caretaker next. Get out of here, bro. She's plenty rich. You a chancellor at a University of California school. You're plenty rich. You don't need my money to renovate your house. How greedy is that, dude? Greed, dude. College is so greedy. They gotta make a mafia movie based on the American higher education system. It's just insane. It's insane. It's like, I don't know when the model, or if it's always been like that. If the model of college was always to make money over educating, or if there was a shift. Because in a lot of countries, college is free. So it's definitely about educating, right? But I wonder if there was a shift in, like, America where it became, like, the sole purpose went from educating to, like, oh, this is a business. This is like cash cow. Like, I wonder if there was that switch. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look up higher education. You know what I mean? I'm going to look up the higher education system in this country and see what changes it went through. It's got to be, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was always about making money, though. This is America. Make that cash, dude. Exploit people, dude. That's what it's all about, man. Who can exploit the best? All right. Let's see. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about here. I've been reading The Prestige. So for those of you who don't know, I love The Prestige. It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie. It's all about, being an artist and what it takes to be an artist and, like, the sacrifice it takes and how you have to live your art or whatever. It's really, if you haven't seen it, it's great. I did do an episode of Spoil the Beans, where I explained The Prestige to Derek. So if you want to go ahead and listen to that, I killed it. But it's my favorite movie. So I'm reading the book right now just to see, like, if the book and the movie are similar and because sometimes I'll read a book and then I'll watch the movie and then I'll look at the movie and be like, where did you get that? Where did that come from? Like, when I watched Ready Player One, I was so angry. I was like, dude, way to use, like, the loosest skeletal structure of the book. I love the book. I thought the book was great. The movie is like, dude, I hated every second of that movie. I hated Ready Player One. Hated it, dude. It's like, you're not going to use any of, like, the cool stuff from the book. Or, you know what it is, too? The problem is that book requires, like, a Netflix limited series and not a movie. So I get what, like, they were just trying to make it, like, commercial. And they had, like, a lot of these famous sort of characters to, like, hit on your nostalgia. But, like, what was great about Ready Player One, it was all about, like, 80s entertainment. But it was all about, like, deep cut of 80s entertainment. So it wasn't about nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like, if you read Ready Player One and you have nostalgia, it's like, oh, bro, you were, like, a super nerd in the 80s. That's how I feel about the book. So to go to the movie and to watch it be about, like, oh, there's a scene where they're in The Shining, and you're like, what? No, the whole point is that it wasn't like these big movies. It was this deep dive into this crazy, I don't know. I don't want to get too into it because if you haven't seen the book or watched the movie, it's like, this means nothing to you. But that's one of those things where I watched the movie, I was like, where did you get this? World War Z is another example of that. If you've ever read World War Z, it's one of the best books out there. I love World War Z. I'll read it for the podcast and go over it for you. I was going to do that with The Prestige, and then I realized it's too similar to the movie. Just listen to the Spoil the Beans episode. I'm not going to really go over it that much. But World War Z, the book is amazing. The movie is the worst. I don't like the movie at all. It's just a series of events where Brad Pitt somehow survives. Gets super lucky and somehow survives. That's it. I'll never forget at the end where he just doesn't know which virus or which antidote works, and he just takes a random syringe and he sticks it in himself, and it turns out to be the right one. It's like, what kind of weird, lazy writing is that? He just gets lucky over the course of 2 hours. That's it. Like, it's just, if you haven't read the World War Z book, do that. That book is next level, and I'll definitely do that for you guys here. I'll add that. There's a lot of books I want to go over here. The Communist Manifesto, Art of War. I definitely want to do here. Prince Machiavelli. So we'll get to them. But yeah, I'm reading The Prestige right now, and um, it's good. It's different. There's a bunch of different things in there. There's like the movie part where it's like the magicians in the 1800s, and then it sort of follows their families. It keeps on following their families through generations. So it's like the conflict rages on past the magicians. Like the magicians are the crux of it, but the conflict keeps on going beyond that. So it's interesting. There's a sort of like like I would say 3/4 of the book takes place in the 1800s, and then a quarter of the book takes place like in the early 2000s, late 90s maybe. Well, the people have cell phones, so I guess mid 2000s, something like that. So it's an interesting book. If you've watched the movie, I'm not like you gotta read the book. I'm not. It's like it's whatever. I think kind of think I'll say this: the movie is a little higher stakes in the book, if that makes sense. I know it's hard to explain, but like the movie, like, oh, this I guess a spoil. Well, screw it, it's a spoiler at this point. But the movie, Hugh Jackman's wife dies, and that's at the beginning of the movie. It's not even a spoiler. So that's sort of like the driving force of the feud, right? But in the book, it's not even close to that. Well, I guess it's still pretty intense. Never mind. So, what's it called? In the book, uh, Borden, which is Christian Bale's character, causes Angier, which is Jackman's character's wife, to miscarry. So she miscarries, but she doesn't die, and then he has more children. You know what I mean? It's like it's terrible, which is absolutely a reason to start a feud, but it's not as high stakes as murder. It just isn't, especially because Angier then goes on to have like three more kids, So I would say the movie is a little high stakes and it's a little cleaner, but yeah, no, but at the beginning they're sort of comparing Angier and Dalton. There's a section where they compare Angier and Dalton to like actual comedians of the era, like Houdini and all that stuff. And one of the did I say comedians, magicians? Sorry, like Houdini, and then one of the magicians they named was this magician named Chung Ling Soo. Now, if you watch The Prestige, there is this scene with an Asian magician who does this trick with a water bowl and a goldfish, right? And that's again a big scene in the movie. The sort of message of that scene is like you got to live your art. I don't want to explain the whole scene to you, but you know what I'm talking about if you've seen The Prestige, right? And so I was like, oh, Chung Ling Soo, is that like the actual Chinese magician that did this? And so I Googled him, and bro, I found this is you want to talk about living your art to make it, bro. Chung Ling Soo is insane. First of all, Chung Ling Soo was born William Ellsworth Robinson. That was his real name. He was an American magician who went by the stage name Chung Ling Soo. So, bro, this dude dressed up like an Asian man almost his entire professional career. So what they say about him is early in his career, there's an actual Chinese master magician named Ching Ling Fu, who issued a challenge like, hey, if there's any magicians that can figure out my tricks, come and show me. And William Robinson figured out his tricks, but Ching Ling Fu was like sort of brush him off the side, and then basically William was like, oh, bro, I could do this act. He waited. He heard there was a theater, I think in Paris, or there was a theater somewhere that needed an Asian act, and that dude dressed up like a Chinese person. And then his entire career, dude, he was Chung Ling Soo, and he was in it. Like he didn't speak English in public for the last 20 years of his life. He spoke broken English. He spoke through an interpreter, like he had an interpreter there, and they would, I guess, pretend to speak Chinese. He had a fake Chinese assistant, like Su Xin, which was just another white chick named Olivia, who dressed up like an Asian woman, and she was his assistant slash wife. Like they got married for the act. They weren't married in real life, but Chung Ling Soo and Su Xin were married. Like, bro, it's like they had to live like this. Can you imagine the artistic prison that you have to get up every day? You can't communicate with the world like you want to communicate with the world. Like, bro, he, this dude couldn't even go to the store and just like order stuff normally, or like say hi to his neighbors. He had to go and pretend to be Chinese his entire life. And then the real Chinese musician, Ling Fu, got like really angry and was like, I'll expose the guy. And so he tried to expose the guy, and then he realized nobody cared. Because this is like the late 1900s, early 1900s, late 1800s. Of course, you could just be a white guy dressed up as a Chinese dude, and all you'd have to say is, I'm Chinese. And people would be like, I think he's Chinese. Where a stupid little like, this time I'll get the actual picture of him. I'll put him up where it's like, bro, all he did, he looked like a white guy who just put on a hat. He's so white. There's a video on YouTube of him. It's the only known video of him. If you look up Chung Ling Soo, and you can see he's like getting out of a car. There's a crowd around him, and bro, dude, this is just a white dude with like a crazy like Asianish haircut, but there is no Asian in him, bro. And he had to just live like that. Chung Ling Soo. Oh, oops, sorry. A YouTube video started playing. I gotta pause it here. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Oh, and then how he died was even crazier, bro. So he did a bullet catch trick, which if you watch the movie is very dangerous. In the Prestige, they say if someone puts something in the chamber while you fire it, it can kill you. Or for Chung Ling Soo, he had this prop gun that for whatever reason had like a real two chambers, one with a real bullet and one with just a gunpowder charge. And so he would just shoot the gunpowder charge would be the shot that shot, and it would look like he caught a bullet, right? Well, one day Chung Ling Soo didn't clean his gun properly, and the real bullet fired, hit him in the chest, killed him. He died on stage. And what's crazy is that when he died, he said, I think something's wrong. And it's the first time he ever spoke English in public since he became Chung Ling Soo. So in like 20 years or whatever, however long his career was. Let me actually see how long his career was. That's how crazy his life. Accidental shooting, cause of death. Crazy. First time he spoke English out loud in years in public. Dude. And then this coupled with, the Asian serial killer that like, I told you about in Criminal Minds last week. It's like, bro, I get, Asians and, I guess, I'm Asian as well, and how we complain about how we're portrayed in the media, where, I get it. It's like stuff like this where the real Chinese musician exposed this dude as an American guy, and no one cared. It's like, okay, the Asians have been fighting for representation in media forever. Forever, dude. Forever. But, it's like a delicate balance, right? All right, like, Asians have been fighting, and I think have been successful in having better representation in media, and I'm all for that. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not a big fan of, like, I guess, over-complaining. This is what I mean. Like, there was a documentary about the problem with Apu, right? And, like, I guess how Apu is stereotypical, which even then, like, I look at Apu, it's like, it's not really that negative a stereotype. He's a hardworking dude that loves his wife. Like, as far as stereotypes goes, I'll take that. But my problem is this. You're complaining about Asian representation and, like, Indian representation in media, And it's like, True TV, I think, that's where the documentary was on, has given you a platform as an Asian person, because right, it was a comedian, a brown comedian who did the documentary, and gives you a platform, and instead of, I guess, using that platform to do what you want and sort of change the perceptions of South Asians in media, you just use it to complain about South Asians in media. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like they've handed you the keys to change that perception, and instead of doing anything about it, you just complain. And it's like, bro, you got put in that situation. Do something with it then. If it bothers you that much, do something with it. You know, be an Aziz. Aziz made his own show, made his own way. Do that instead of just complaining about like, oh, look at this one character who now they took out of The Simpsons. You know, and it's like I guess he was stereotypical for sure, and it was I guess a white guy doing an Indian accent, which shouldn't happen, sure, whatever. But it's like I'd rather have him in there. I guess I don't know. I guess The Simpsons old, so I guess I don't really care that much about what happens in current day Simpsons. If I'm being honest, I can't drum up enough energy for that. But it's like that's what I got mad at. It's just bro, create. You have the opportunity. Try to create something instead of complaining. That's what bothered me about it. You know, my sister had to do this paper her first year in college about like Indian representation in media, and she wanted to take the stance of like there's this character in Phineas and Ferb called Baljeet, and she wanted to take the stance of like, you know, I don't mind that Baljeet is a character. I don't mind that maybe he's a little stereotypical, that he like cares about his grades, he has the accent, because I still find the character funny and relatable. And she tried to go in it with that angle, and her professor was like, no, you can't take that angle. You have to take the angle of this is bad. And it's like, what? Wait, what? She said, like, you know, she said, me and a lot of my friends, we enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, there is a fine line of like, yes, I do believe Asian people could absolutely use better representation in media. Absolutely, bro. The amount of times I would turn on the TV as a kid and just be aware that no one on TV looked like me. That is real. But then to finally get the opportunity to be the guy, to be on TV and to use it to complain about how you guys aren't portrayed well on TV is just so mind-blowing. It's like, bro, do you have any ideas outside of complaining about what's going on? I know that's ironic for me to say on this podcast where it's just me complaining about what's going on, but at least I'm self-aware. And if True TV or something gave me a platform and was like, hey, we want you to come up with an original show idea, I would give it a shot. I wouldn't be like, well, here's my show complaining about how there's not enough Asian people on TV for me to complain about or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I felt like, you know, especially like I said, I will say this: when you are brown, it's not like you get the opportunity all the time to like fail up constantly. Do you feel what I'm saying? Where it's like if you do something mediocre, sometimes that is a stench that you have to like get off of you. Whereas, you know, I don't want to harp on, like I said, I don't want to complain about it, because I'm just talking about that, you know. But you know, you could be a mediocre white dude and move up like pretty quickly. Whereas like it's like, bro, like you've been giving an opportunity that a lot of brown comics would fucking die for, or not, you know what I mean, like would kill for, and it's like, and that's what you do. You use it to complain, dude. Just set up a camera in your bedroom with your fucking bed on the ground and just complain. Now, if you look at my numbers, clearly it doesn't get you a lot of views, but it's more, you know what I mean? It's like, you can just do that. But, yeah, man. Chung Soo, dude. Chung Soo. What a guy. What a guy, dude. He was out here making money, dude. Making money. He had a wife. Can you imagine that you have to deal with that in public? Would you want to marry into that? I guess it matters how much money he's bringing in. You're allowed to, money. You really can sell your soul for money. It's insane. You know where you can see it the most? You can see it at when you go to Vegas and you look at the dealers, like really look at the dealer's eyes And bro, there's nothing there. There is nothing there, and a lot of them. And my theory is that they have to deal with just so much money. You know that they take money and they put it in that. And every time they take money to put in that safe, they're wiping some of their soul away, and putting it in the. You know what I mean? They're just like, that's why they're so dead-eyed. They're so dead-eyed. It freaked me out. I was fucked up once, if I'm being honest. I was it was a wild situation where like I somehow ended up going to Vegas with a couple NFL players, and one of them just was like, "Bro, I need someone to drink with me." So I was like, "I guess I'll do it." You know what I mean? It's not every day you get to go to Vegas with a Super Bowl champion. So you take that opportunity, right? And I couldn't stop watching the dealers, dude. I'll never forget the guy. He was a safety. He was a safety or cornerback. Gave me a, one of those selfie sticks. This was back when selfie sticks were super popular, and I lost it immediately. He's like, "Bro, where's my selfie stick?" I was like, "Bro, I lost that shit." And he looked at me all sad, and goes, "Damn, man, you just gotta charge it to the game." And I was like, "Bro, that's the attitude. When things don't go my way, I gotta have that attitude of just." That's the game. The game is the game. And I got to charge it to the game. I'll never forget that. Those are the two things I remember the most about like just that trip is looking at the dealer's eyes and losing that dude's selfie stick. But their soul, man, is just gone. Because they have to deal with so much money, dude. They have to touch it. They have to touch it. That just by touching that much money saps your soul. So... point being is, I guess if the cash was good enough, you could be like, yeah, my husband only speaks fake Chinese in public, and I need an interpreter to talk to him. But in fact, he couldn't even be seen with his wife in public because he was married to the Sushin girl, his assistant, not really married to her, but married to her for the act. So yeah, he probably had to go out with her. Damn, dude. Damn, I wonder if it says, I'm gonna see right here to see if they have anything about his wife. Oh, here I found this. Apparently Robinson, remember that's Chung Ling Su's real name, took part in minstrel shows. You know, with blackface and stuff. Hey, what a shock. Who saw that coming? The guy who dressed up like a Chinese dude did minstrel blackface shows. Par for the course. That dude, hey, I will say this, that dude was trying to make it in vaudeville. He was doing everything he could except be himself. He was doing everything he could to be a more interesting race. Okay. Let's see. He got married, had an affair, of course. Okay, he didn't get divorced. He never formally divorced because divorce was considered socially unacceptable. That's so funny. To be dressed up in blackface or to be like a fake Chinese person and be like, I'm not going to get divorced because that's wrong. That's socially unacceptable. That's hilarious, bro. Like 1900s priorities, huh? Okay, so he actually did marry Sushin and then met another woman. So this dude was a philanderer. Okay. But then he married another girl. Jesus. Okay. So, yeah, there's I'll put up a picture of him. Maybe I'll put up the video of the only video of Chung Ling Su. If it's not up already, I'll record it and put it up. I'll do some work. I'll do some work, you know? Let's see. Any sort of news. Okay. So we're going to end with some news. First thing that pops up is, hold on. Let me see. Stupid ad blocker. I had it up. All right. China confirms world's first case of human infected with H1N3 strain of bird flu. So there's a new type of bird flu. China said it's out and about. So if China is admitting to it, that means it is everywhere. If China is finally admitting that one guy has bird flu, that means about 7 million people have it already. That means, bro, it is in San Francisco, New York, all the major metropolitan cities in the world. It is there. Now, whether it'll be serious, I don't know. Probably not. Probably not like Corona serious. But if China's admitting to it, trust me, everyone has it. You know what? You probably already have it. You probably have H1N3 bird flu. You're fighting. Has your nose felt a little stuffy? Oh, that's the new case of bird flu that China has finally admitted to. Finally, if they're admitting to one person having it, yeah, for sure, 80 billion people, more people than have ever existed, have already had it. It's already, they made it too, probably. They made it in a lab, sent it to everywhere, and then they're like, oh, we got to admit that one person has it. I don't trust anything coming out of what, bro? What if, what if Chinese people were just all white people trying to make it like Chung Ling? That'd be so funny. Every single Chinese person is a white guy trying really hard to be Asian because he thinks it'll better his career. There's no Chinese people. It's just white people pretending. That's it. And as they get up in power, you'd be like, maybe they are just white people pretending as they become more and more powerful. But yeah, congratulations on having your bird flu, everybody. You did it. You're fighting through it. Everybody and their mom has this bird flu. It just is what it is. If China's admitting to it now, everybody has it. Dude, I don't trust the Chinese at all, dude. I would say the government. I don't mean the people. People is a case-by-case basis, huh? Like everybody. Oh, yeah, I saw this. The Supreme Court is leaving in place a $2 billion verdict in favor of women who claim they developed ovarian cancer from using the Johnson & Johnson talc products. Which is like, bro, Johnson & Johnson, you got to change your slogan now. You know what I mean? Johnson & Johnson, hopefully you already had a family company. Hopefully you already got started on that before we gave you cancer company. Crazy. Dude, we trusted this company that can't even make talcum products to make a vaccine? Yo, for those of you who took the Johnson & Johnson, good luck, dude. Good luck. I mean, I took Pfizer, and even now I'm like, oh, hopefully that was the right decision. But with Johnson & Johnson, I'd be like, oh, bro. The first time something goes, it's yes. I'm stuttering through. I was trying to riff on something. I just totally lost it. It was like, bro, you take the Johnson & Johnson. Good luck, dude. Good luck. Just take if you're gonna do the vaccine, which at this point it's like I don't think you have to, if you haven't already. But if you're gonna do it, do the 2 shots. Don't be the weird person. Take the one. Do the half measure one. No, take the 2 shots if you're gonna take the vaccine. Also, people are like, we don't, cases are going down. We don't need to take the vaccine. Yeah, because enough people got the vaccine where cases are just going down. So, hey, to all you unvaccinated people, it's cool. I ain't mad. First of all, if you don't get vaccinated, I'm not like one of those people that are like, oh, I can't believe you're not getting vaccinated. Fine. Your body, your choice. I don't care. But also, you're welcome. You're welcome. Huh? Dude, I can't believe getting vaccinated is a political thing. You know what I mean? Cases are so low in this country. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? If you're vaccinated, unvaccinated, I don't care anymore. I don't care. Relax. You know? Because I have a joke about being vaccinated on stage, and then some people be like, boo. It's like, bro, boo? Huh? Boo for being vaccinated. It doesn't affect you. It's not like I got vaccinated and now everyone I perform for has AIDS. Like, what do you mean, boo? What do you care what I do with my... Like, people are so into what you do with your body. It's ridiculous. You care about what I put into my body? Bro, that's gay as hell. I'll tell you right now, I don't give a shit if you're unvaccinated. I'm not going to shame you for it. But don't boo me for getting vaccinated because that's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to backtrack here, bro. Caring what I put into my body, you care so much that you boo, bro. You gay, dude. If you're a woman, sorry, you're a gay man. If you boo someone getting vaccinated, that's so what? Hey, get out of people's business. Let people do what they want. Clearly, it's not something you need to do because there's plenty of unvaccinated people just out and about completely fine. But if someone feels comfortable, more comfortable getting vaccinated, then leave them alone and let them get vaccinated. Why do you have to have an opinion on whether or not someone is vaccinated or not? What's going on in your life that you're so into what other people are doing to their body? Is your life going that perfectly? Are you doing that well that you can be like, oh, I can care. I can care what other people are doing. No, it's not. It isn't. So relax. Let people do what they want. It's not hurting anybody. It isn't hurting anybody. And you might be like, oh, well, what if someone's unvaccinated, gets sick, and gives it to someone else who's unvaccinated? Well, at this point, they've made their choice. If that happens, which is not happening a lot, deaths are way down. But if that does happen, it's the choice they've made. That's okay. Leave them alone. It'd be so funny if right now a third arm grew out of me, like at this moment, and be like, oh wow, maybe I shouldn't have taken it. That'd be really funny. That's the only thing that could like end this on, like if just an arm shot out my back and just started choking me, and it was just like, and it just had Pfizer on its arm, and it's like, oh no, this was population control. That would be really funny. But other than that, bro, I'll say this. That's my hot take. If you care whether or not someone takes the vaccine or doesn't take the vaccine, like if you truly care, bro, you gay. Dude, you're gay, dude. You gay, and I hope everyone makes fun of you on the playground. All right. That's the episode this week. We're gonna finish Leviticus on Friday. I'll see you guys there. If you guys saw me, by the way, I should have done dates up top, bro. I'll be at the Houston Improv with Brian Simpson all week. I'll be at the Secret Show, the Death Squad Secret Show with Red Band at the Vulcan on Thursday. I should have done this up top. I totally forgot. If you made it all the way here, I appreciate that. But yeah, those are my shows this week. If you listen to this and you see me in person, please say hi. I like to know that, like, hey, the infidels are out there. Yeah, I will see you guys Friday. Peace, infidels. Peace.